What's up YouTube, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we have the Ultra 24 build on the bench. It's been quite some time since we worked on it, and in today's video we will be installing the Little Guy Racing's all billet transmission. So this transmission is pretty loud, part of the reason why I don't run it as much, but hear that. Sometimes there's some binding. I have the Chameleon brushed motor in it and stock transmission, so we're gonna take off a couple body panels and we will install this all billet transmission that should be pretty bulletproof and reliable. So let's get that done. So the Little Guy Racing Parts all billet transmission was about $30 online. There was a sale, spend $30, get a free t-shirt. So I got the transmission for 30 bucks, got the t-shirt, everything out the door is about 40 bucks. So it was a great deal. If you haven't checked out Little Guy Racing Parts, definitely check them out. They're doing a lot of cool innovative things for the SCX24 scene. So here I have my Wera 1.3 hex. I use in all my videos, great quality tool, link will be in the description. And then I also have this small little Phillips screwdriver. It's essential when taking off all these body panels on this Ultra 24 build. So yeah, I'm gonna try to be lazy and not take apart the skid plate down here because that'd be a lot of work. So I'm gonna try to take off this one panel up here and then kind of fish out the transmission from up top. So it's gonna be quite an intensive repair. So I have the top panel off now. Doing a transmission swap on these Little Guy Racing Parts chassis is a little bit more complicated than a stock truck, but I think it's worth it. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get our 1.3 and we're gonna undo that screw right there, this screw here, and then there's gonna be one screw by the transmission. You can see it in here by all these mess of wires. We're gonna get that, and that should kind of release the whole drivetrain out of the chassis, and then we'll be able to swap over the transmission. So I was able to remove the transmission and the motor out of the chassis. It was a lot more of a hassle than I remember it being. I definitely do not recommend doing it this way. This is the lazy man's way and the not right way to do it. But I'm in a rush, so now all we have to do is take off the transmission from the motor, swap the motor onto the new transmission, and then put everything back together. One of the main reasons why I was swapping out this new transmission for this old one is because it slips a lot. I don't know if these teeth are bad in here, but I was moving around really and it feels like it's stuck now, but definitely the teeth on these plastic ones wear down compared to this all billet one. So hopefully I won't have that issue in the future. So only issue I'm running into now is that there's a carbon fiber plate on here, and I don't know if I need to do something different with this Little Guy one, so we'll see. So let's open it up real quick, check it out. So there it is in all its glory. So it's all billet, so all the cases on everything are all billet. I'm assuming the teeth are all billet. Oh yeah, nice bearing on here that's smooth. It's all metal. Looks pretty freaking cool. Hopefully the quality of it is durable. And then here in the corner, what do we have here? Don't drop it. We have some hardware and a pinion gear. So let's see how the conversion goes. And if you don't know how to remove the transmission and the motor, I made a video on it in the past, so definitely check out the channel for that video. So I knew I was gonna run into this issue. So here is the motor. It goes in like this where you can read Fury Tech and you pop it onto the transmission like that. So the motor plate does not have the holes lining up here and here, so they don't line up. So I knew I was gonna run into this issue. Luckily, I do have this Fury Tech carbon fiber motor plate. It'll help me do that. So I need to swap the motor plates from this carbon fiber one to this billet one on the Little Guy one. Not too big of a deal. I was more concerned about having these all billet gears right here. So it should be an easy swap. The holes line up perfectly. So we'll get on that right now. So here's what the inside of the transmission looks like with the new Chameleon motor and motor plate on there. Did have to swap that out, but it was really easy, simple fix. Last thing I have to do now is put on the cover, and then we will start putting everything back into the truck. So if you can see in all that mess, the motor and the transmission are now in. I did some puzzle piecing, like a little trickery, but I definitely recommend if you do this to remove the skid plate and kind of deal with all these links and stuff, because I was kind of taking off that, taking off this, moving around there, getting tweezers. A little bit of a challenge, but we're there now. And so before we put all the panels on, let's unplug the battery, plug it in, and see if the truck moves. Alright, so I just committed the ultimate mistake. I plugged my battery into my motor. No, I plugged the battery into where the motor goes, and I just short-circuited or blew up my ESC. My Fury Tech, I believe it's Lizard. So that's shot now. So I fixed one problem and created another one. I couldn't even show you guys. So now I gotta do that. Alright, so there's my fried up ESC. That was a bummer for this video. I was making a video and sometimes you don't pay attention. You plug things in wrong and you make like a $50 mistake. So that's lit. But everything's in the truck now. It's all swapped, so I don't have slow speed control like I did with this. But luckily for the Chameleon, you don't need the ESC. You can use your stock one. So here we are. New transmission's in. It's just as loud, probably louder. I'm assuming that's just the brushed Chameleon motor, what makes all that noise. And so that's the swap. I do have to put on the body panels, but overall, I think this should help out with the reliability of the build. Everything's going in the right direction. So I would say it's a success, other than that, of course. All right, and there is everything built up. That was definitely not an easy swap. Definitely took quite some time, and I made a really big mistake with that. Kind of disappointed. But now I'm ready for the crawl tomorrow, so that keeps me pretty excited and happy. Overall, it was a pretty simple install if you know what you're doing. Definitely not a beginner install. Definitely have a little bit of experience I recommend. But overall, went well, went smooth, transmission-wise. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.